video. So just know if you ask a question or anything, you will be recorded. So today is a big day. You get your second quarter report cards. So hopefully your teachers have passed them out to you at this point. And then we just want to go over really quick just some things that students that's important for you to know. So I have a sample report card here, and I just want to go over again what you're looking at. So you'll see it has all of your grades on here, all of your classes, your first quarter grades, your second quarter grades, and then if by chance you have any classes that were half year classes, half semester classes, they will also have a final grade, and it will tell you whether or not you passed the class and earned credit. So that's how you can tell if you passed a half year class. You will have service learning hours on here. It'll tell you whether or not service learning hours were met and how many you need. How many you need will be in a parenthesis, and how many you earned will be listed here. So that will tell you whether or not you have service learning hours left to complete. It will tell you whether or not you're athletically eligible from here on out for second quarter and beyond. And then typically you'll see on here the state testing information, but there's been a crazy computer issue and that stuff is not on there for this quarter, but it will be back third quarter, so you'll know where you're standing in terms of state testing. Your attendance information is listed here, how many days you were legally absent, illegally absent, absences in total, and then if you came in late, left early, that kind of thing, that information's all there. Current is going to be for just the second quarter. Year to date is going to be the number that you want to look at. It's for the whole of this year. Then you've got GPA information here and credit information. So you'll really only see credit if you took a semester class and that's finished and you passed it. Cumulative credits tells us how many credits you have overall. And then your GPA current is for this quarter based on these grades from the second quarter. Year to date is your GPA of 4.0 scale from first and second quarter, the overall average. And then cumulative is the overall average of ninth grade forward. So that's the number that colleges, military recruiters, jobs, all that stuff, they're going to be looking at that number. And then you're going to see the grading scale on the right-hand side here. And then it'll tell you whether or not you made honor roll. And if you got any comments from your teachers, those codes will be listed here. And those codes are listed here in CM1 and CM2, so you can see what your teachers are saying about you. Ms. Sinclair has some additional information now to share.
Okay, so we talked last time in the first quarter about how to make sure you have enough points to get a credit for your classes. So if you remember, we talked about how you add up each quarter and they have to equal 240 but for a full year course. Okay, for a half-year course, which some of you have already completed, you would need to earn that 120 for a semesterized course. For your semester course, you will already kind of see if you finish that over to the right where it said that final, it will show what you earned for the class. And if it's a 60 or higher, then you passed it and earned the credit, okay? But that 120 is a good marker. So if you add up your first quarter and your second quarter grade right now, if you're on track, you need to be over 120 or higher, okay? So right now, thinking about those quarter grades where you're at can kind of judge how hard you need to work. We all should be working our hardest, but you might need to work extra hard if you're not at that point where you have at least over 120, hopefully higher than that right here at the halfway point. If you did not do so well for the first two quarters, it doesn't mean that you can't pass for the year. Okay, you need to make sure you put in that extra effort. Even if you had a 50 and a 50 the first quarter and second quarter, I only have 100 points. I'm still that 20 points behind. But if I take 140 points, which is what I still need to earn to pass, and divide that by the two remaining quarters, that means I need to earn a 70 and a 70. Okay, so when you actually figure out how many points you have, subtract that from the 240, and then you can divide that in half, and that's what you have to get each quarter for the rest of the year. Okay, that's kind of your goal. Setting a goal for yourself for the third quarter is a great idea. And remember, the third quarter, first through third quarter, we at least give you a 50, but the fourth quarter, we get what you earn. So there's no bump up to that 50%. Okay.
Hi, this is Miss Harris. We went over this again last time as well, but I want to do one clarifying point. When you want to get eligible, there's 2 times you can get eligible. If your report card right now says you're ineligible, meaning you did not get the basic 70% overall GPA for that current quarter, which would be the second quarter, that means you are not eligible to play sports unless at interim, which the next one right now is scheduled for February 25th. On that day, February 25th, you now have the 70 with no more than 1 failing grade, you're eligible. Or at report card on the 30th of March, if you have a 70 or better with no more than 1 failing grade, you're eligible. But a lot of times I hear people say, interims were Friday and I didn't have it then, but now I worked over the weekend and Monday I have it. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. On the day interims are issued, you can become eligible, and on the day report cards are issued, you can become eligible. But in between those points, you're staying ineligible. So make sure if you're trying to play the game of timing it, that you're timing it on that day, that is the GPA that you have. I know that Ms. Ponte kind of went over this a little bit, but when you talk about academic eligibility, they're talking about current, which means just that quarter. And year to date, you'll get at the end of the year your 4th quarter report card because it will be your grades for all 4 quarters this year. And cumulative is for every year. So if you're a 9th grader, this year, your year to date and cumulative probably about the same. But if you're an 11th grader, cumulative is looking at all your grades from every quarter, 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade.
And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you needed to pass on to the next grade. Just a quick review. In order to move from 9th to 10th grade at the end of 9th grade, you need to have earned 5 credits. 1 needs to be in English. Move from grades 10 to 11 credits with passing English 9 and English 10. And those are very set limits. So if you don't meet those limits, it could be your 3rd year, but it still might say English 10 on your schedule and report card. So if you want to be in the right grade, make sure you're meeting these requirements. From grade 11 to 12, you need 17 credits and to pass English each year. And then finally to graduate, 23.5 credits. 19 would need to be in specific areas like 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, and so on. And then to the next slide, just sort of a breakdown of how you're graded on a 4-point scale. And you can see an A is a 4, a B is a 3, C is a 2, D is a 1, and for an F or failing grade, anything below a 60, you get 0 points, and that all gets averaged out, and that goes back to figuring out your GPA. So, and that GPA is what they look at for colleges, scholarships, and so on. And this last chart just sort of shows you the value. I want to put that in there because I want you to see the value of taking AP classes when figuring out your GPA. And you could see for any class that's an AP class, it's a whole point higher. So if you're taking a lot of AP classes, that's, one that's going to, boost your GPA up quite a bit and make you attractive to, for scholarships, for jobs, for colleges, and also if you're looking for a quicker way, because sometimes I know we might have a rough year in 9th or 10th grade and we want to get our GPA back up to where we want it to be. Those AP classes can really help us get there. They are more of a challenge, but the payoff is there, if you put in the hard work. So just be thinking about that.
So that's about it for our presentation today. We want to thank everybody for their time and attention. And teachers, we appreciate you because we know we are crashing your classes a lot. If you do have any report cards for students who were absent, please just hang on to them, give them to students tomorrow or when they come back to school. That would be great. And students, if you have any questions, feel free to let your counselor or your teachers know. We're here to help. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for registration day.